What happens when the most powerful person in the room meets the quietest? What happens when a queen, used to dominating every chessboard, every boardroom, every fight, comes face to face with a man who doesn't play by her rules? A man no one has ever truly seen. A ghost moving through the shadows of her empire. This isn't the story of a fight. It's the story of an encounter. An encounter that froze time inside the tech colossus Aura Tech, leaving everyone asking the same, terrifying question. How can a man armed with nothing but a bucket and a mop call an entire empire into question? To understand what happened that day, we have to go back to the exact moment Kailani Sterling, the invincible queen, made her move. But before we return to that moment, to the challenge that changed everything, we want to hear from you. Where are you listening to this story from? Write it in the comments. It always fills us with energy to see how far our words travel. And if you already feel that this story has something special, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. For you, it's a 1-second gesture, but for us, it's the fuel that allows us to keep creating. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And now, let's go back under the neon lights of Aura Tech. It all started 3 hours earlier. To understand what happened, you must first understand who Kailani Sterling is. Or rather, what she has become. Aura Tech wasn't a company, it was an extension of her will, a cathedral of glass and steel designed for maximum efficiency, where silence was the sound of power. The employees called it the Sterling effect. When her almost imperceptible perfume lingered in a hallway, conversations died, backs straightened, and gazes fell. It wasn't fear. It was respect, a respect so profound it resembled terror. That morning, in the panoramic conference room, Kai was in her element. Her voice, calm and precise as a surgical laser, was dismantling the analysis of a young intern, Zara Imani. She wasn't correcting her. She was dissecting her. The mistake, Kai said, is not in the data. It's in the premise. You assumed that customer loyalty is an emotional factor. Wrong. Loyalty is not an emotion. It's an illusion the weak use to feel safe. We don't sell illusions. We sell control. Their control, through us. Zara, pale as a ghost, could only nod. Later, her temple of control had moved to the company gym. The tatami was her second kingdom. The black belt tied around her waist, worn from use, wasn't an accessory, it was a statement. Years of competing at the highest level had made her a legend. For her, Jiu-Jitsu was the purest application of her worldview. As a group of young managers watched in awe, Kai was playing with the head of marketing. In less than a minute, the man tapped out. Kai stood up, without a single hair out of place. Jiu-Jitsu, like business, she explained, is a game of control. It's about taking away every option from your opponent until the only move they have left is the one you've chosen for them, surrender. It's about taking away their hope. It was then that her hawk-like eyes landed on Rhys Donovan. Invisibility personified. Perfect. You, she called out. Come here. Let's have a friendly roll. A murmur rippled through the onlookers. On Kai's face was the cold light of someone about to prove a thesis. I will show you how to neutralize an unpredictable element, she said, never taking her eyes off Rhys. Rhys froze. He slowly raised his gaze. In his eyes, there was no fear, no. There was something much heavier, an infinite exhaustion. For a split second, Kai's gaze didn't see a janitor, but a soldier who had just been ordered back to a battlefield he had sworn to leave forever. Rhys's hand, hidden from view, tightened around the mop handle until his knuckles turned white. He was fighting a war in that single instant. A part of him just wanted to say no, shake his head, and vanish back into the shadows. But he saw the young manager's eyes fixed on him, he saw the queen's arrogance on her throne. And he understood that sometimes, to protect peace, you have to be willing to show your skill in war. He gave an affirmative nod, the heaviest gesture he had made in 12 years. The disparity was almost comical. Kai, an alpha predator. Rhys, a man in a plain gray polo shirt. Kai attacked, but it was like sinking her hands into water. Rhys offered no resistance. He absorbed it. Kai increased the pressure, frustrated. Then, at the moment Kai overbalanced for the final attack, Rhys made his non-move. He simply stepped aside, using Kai's own momentum against her. For a fraction of a second, the Queen of Aura Tech was suspended in mid-air. She landed on the tatami with a dull thud. The silence was deafening. Rhys offered her his hand. Kai ignored it, getting up on her own. Her face was a mask of ice, but her eyes were burning. "Where did you learn that?" she hissed. "I forgot," Rhys replied. He turned and walked back to his bucket, leaving Kai alone, in the center of an empire that, for the first time, felt incredibly fragile. That evening, Rhys didn't go home. He returned to his sanctuary. The apartment was small, neat, but full of life. A drawing was pinned to the fridge, tiny sneakers by the door. Rhys sat on the couch in the dark. He stared at his hands. The encounter with Kai had reopened a door he had sealed shut. It had woken the sergeant, the man he used to be. And now, he had to put him back to sleep. He heard a small footstep. His daughter, Clara, was at the threshold. "Daddy, did you have a nightmare?" she asked. Rhys turned, and the soldier's shadow vanished. "No, sweetheart," he said. "I was just remembering." She smiled and disappeared. And Rhys understood. His real battle was right here. Protecting that smile. Kai did not accept the inexplicable. She ordered her team, dig. But Rhys Donovan's file was a desert. It was Zara, the intern, who found the crack. Accessing declassified military archives, she found a report. An incident, 12 years prior. 2 names were still legible. Instructor, Sergeant Rhys Donovan. Wounded soldier, Corporal Leo Castile. When Zara brought the report to Kai, the CEO's world shattered. Leo Castile. Her childhood best friend, confined to a wheelchair because of an accident. And the man responsible was here. The discovery turned Kai's pain into fury. Vengeance became her only thought. She organized a masterclass, manipulating the video of the fight to destroy him publicly. But Zara, seeing the deception, uploaded the full, uncut video to the internal chat with a single word: truth. The effect was explosive. The video went viral. The world didn't see weakness, it saw the mastery of a former soldier. The narrative flipped. Then, 2 messages brought down Kai's final defenses. An email from her friend Leo: "I saw it, Kai. He took you down without hurting you. That night, with me, he did the same thing. He tried to protect me from myself. It was never his fault." A letter from Clara, Rhys's daughter: "Thank you. My dad came home smiling." Kai wept. Not tears of rage, but of profound loss. That evening, Kai drove for hours, to a modest rehabilitation center. She walked in and asked for Leo Castile. The scene that followed was nearly silent. Her standing, him in his wheelchair. "Leo," Kai said, her voice cracking. "Aura Tech will fully fund a new research program for spinal cord injuries. Right here. And I will be on the board. Not for charity. But because it's the only move I have left." It was her first, true act of redemption. Only the next day did she wait for Rhys at the service entrance. "You don't owe me an apology, Kai," he said, using her name for the first time. "That night, 12 years ago, I took away a man's ability to walk. And you took away your own ability to feel. Maybe we both have something to learn? You, how to carry a weight that heavy without becoming cruel. And me, how to put it down, at least for a while." The story of Kai and Rhys teaches us something profound. It teaches us that true strength isn't measured by the blows we deliver, but by the ones we choose not to. It's not found in the ability to dominate others, but in the courage to control ourselves. Too often, we wear armor to protect ourselves, only to become prisoners of our own making. Because in the end, what truly defines our worth? The titles? The victories? Or the grace we show in moments when no one is watching? Rhys Donovan didn't seek victory. He offered peace. And Kai, in the end, understood that redemption isn't asked for, it's built. One act at a time. And now, it's over to you. Have you ever been judged solely on appearances? Have you ever met someone whose quiet strength left you speechless? Share your experience in the comments. We read and cherish every single story you entrust to us. If this video moved you, if you think this message deserves to be heard, leave a like and share it. It might be the story someone needs to hear today. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss other stories that dig beneath the surface. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. Your support is our greatest privilege. And remember, sometimes, the most powerful move is no move at all. See you soon.